Some ancient creatures ruled the world, but never left a footprint. They didn't walk on land. They didn't swim the seas. They flew, high above the chaos, untouched by predators below. In the skies of the late Cretaceous, when the land roared with tyrannosaurs and the oceans churned with giant marine beasts, there was a silent ruler, one that did not roar, but glided. Pteranodon, whose name means wing without teeth, was one of the most extraordinary flying reptiles to ever exist. With a wingspan nearing 7 meters, a body as light as hollow bone, and the power to soar for hundreds of kilometers without flapping, it didn't need claws or fangs to dominate. Just its presence, its shadow, was enough to scatter fish below in terror. Imagine standing on a cliff, gazing at a calm sea, when suddenly a massive shadow sweeps across you, silent, swift, and chilling. No roar, no warning, just the wind, and the lingering feeling that something ancient just passed overhead. Was it a bird? Or a whisper from a forgotten age, reminding us that the skies were once home to a monster unlike any other? Get ready. The journey back to the skies of the prehistoric world begins now. Pteranodon may look fragile at first glance. No teeth, no claws, no rippling muscles like the predators below. But don't be fooled, this was the product of millions of years of evolution, refined for one purpose: flight. Its bones were hollow, like bamboo, making its massive body almost impossibly light. With a wingspan of nearly 7 meters, a full-grown pteranodon weighed only 20 to 25 kilograms, lighter than the average adult human. Its wings were stretched from an elongated fourth finger, forming a massive sail of skin, like a biological hang glider. When warm ocean winds rose, Pteranodon didn't flap, it floated, a silent shadow gliding on air. But its most striking feature, the giant crest jutting from the back of its skull, long, blade-like, and aerodynamic. Some scientists believe it helped stabilize flight, like a jet fin. Others argue it was used for display and mating, a symbol of dominance in the sky. Its beak held no teeth, true to its name, but it was sharp and narrow, perfect for spearing fish from the surface with swift, precise dives. It didn't need to chew, just grab, gulp, and disappear into the sky before anything noticed. If you think killers need claws or fangs, think again. Sometimes death comes silently, on wings, in wind, above your head. Pteranodon wasn't a lone wanderer. It was part of something much bigger, a vast aerial kingdom that stretched from sea cliffs to open ocean. High on jagged cliffs, where the earth ended and the sky began, colonies of pteranodons gathered. Hundreds, maybe thousands, nesting side by side in a chaotic, noisy metropolis in the clouds. At sunrise, they took off together, unleashing a living storm of wings that swept across the waves. Fish scattered below, wind screamed between flapping wings, and the skies became a battlefield of air and instinct. But the sky wasn't just a hunting ground. It was also a place of conflict, challenge, and unforgiving survival. Larger males fought for the highest ledges, prime spots to attract mates. But with height came danger, stronger winds, territorial rivals, and predators watching from below. Down at the cliff's base, small meat-eating dinosaurs like dromaeosaurs, cunning, fast, and patient, lay in wait.
They watched for young pteranodons testing their wings, or aging adults no longer strong enough to fly. In a world where a single gust of wind or a mid-air collision could mean death, Pteranodon wasn't just a flyer, it was a survivor. And in the silent war between wind and gravity, it became a symbol of evolution's brilliance, perfectly adapted to rule the sky. Morning. The sea is calm, covered in a thin layer of fog, like silk laid across the surface. Overhead, an adult male pteranodon glides in slow, steady arcs. Its eyes scan the shimmering waters below. Fish are rising to feed. Silence. Only the whisper of air slipping past its head crest. It tilts its wings, lowers altitude, locks onto its target. In one swift motion, it dives. Beak like a spear, cutting into the sea. A silver fish is caught, perfect, clean, effortless. But as it lifts off, wings beating to rise again, the water below begins to part. Not like waves, but like something enormous rising from the abyss. Mosasaurus, a monstrous jaw lined with blades instead of teeth, erupts from the deep. Its mouth opens in a flash. There's no second chance. In an instant, it's over. No cry, no splash, no struggle. Just ripples and a single drifting feather caught in the wind. As if the Pteranodon had never been there. In the prehistoric world, even the masters of the sky could vanish in a heartbeat. Above was the wind. Below, monsters. And only the swift, the light, and the lucky would live to fly another day.
Among all the striking features of Pteranodon, none has sparked more curiosity or controversy than the elongated crest extending from the back of its skull. Some were long and straight, others curved like a scythe, some thick and stubby like a warrior's helmet. But what was it for? For decades, paleontologists have argued. Some say it was a flight stabilizer, balancing the animal in the air like a tail fin. Others believe it helped with thermoregulation, acting like elephant ears to release heat. And then there's the compelling theory, sexual display. The bigger, the bolder, the more attractive. The truth? We may be staring at something not just functional, but deeply biological. Picture it, towering cliffs by the ancient sea, dozens of pteranodons perched, males strutting with pride, each tilting their head, flaunting their crest like dancers in a silent performance. The weak, the asymmetrical, the broken-crested, left behind. Through silent, brutal selection, the crest became more than a flight tool. It was survival itself, seen through the eyes of a mate and shaped by the hands of evolution.
The Cretaceous skies, seemingly vast and free, were in truth a brutal battleground of wings. Pteranodon was not alone. It shared the skies with dozens of other flying reptiles, each with bizarre shapes and unique survival tactics. Nyctosaurus, with its towering sail-like crest, darted across the heavens like a living missile. Tupuxuara, from ancient South America, had a hooked beak and flew with the agility of a fighter jet. And Rhamphorhynchus, smaller, more agile, was a cunning thief, ready to snatch a fish the moment Pteranodon looked away. There wasn't room for all of them. In the fierce ocean winds, battles played out like dogfights in the clouds, talons clashing, wings slicing the air, predators diving and twisting in aerial duels. It was a world where precision beat brute force. One wrong turn,
and the sky would claim you. And amid this chaos, Pteranodon had to adapt, evolve, and rise above. Because in the sky of shadows, only the most cunning survived.
Imagine the doors of a laboratory slowly opening, and from within, a creature that slept for over 80 million years steps into the light. Its genome reassembled from ancient fossils, its egg nurtured in an artificial chamber. And then it lives again. Pteranodon returns. But is the modern world ready? Skyscrapers, jet engines, drones, flying metal. The skies no longer belong to the creatures of the Cretaceous. How would a Pteranodon fly against the wake of an airliner? Could today's fragile ecosystems handle the return of a prehistoric apex glider? Or would it, once a ruler of the winds, be lost, crushed by a world it no longer understands? Science may bring it back, but perhaps it can never truly return home.